What's up guys, it's me Jayce, and today we're going to be doing what we partially left off on my previous video. So in my previous video, for those who don't know, I came up with some ideas for art prints I would post on my Redbubble account. And one of those art prints was a Turning Red art print that I'm going to be making today. It's based off a initial thumbnail sketch I did during the Brian art print and a Turning Red sketch that I did in my notebook beforehand before this video, just so I could get an idea of what this art print might be in full form. So right now I'm going to be going into Photoshop and I'm going to be drawing this in full form. Alright, so now that I have Photoshop open, I'm going to open up the original sketch as you saw earlier, and I'm going to add that into the Photoshop document that we already have. So as you can see here, you have the photo initial, you have the photo reference here. I'm going to drag that onto here, just so that way we have an idea of what this art print is going to, so that way we have a full idea of what this art print will be like. So now I have this open. I'm going to drag this into our actual drawing. I'm going to size it, just so that way we have enough space to draw this while still being able to see this. Okay, now it's small enough for me. Okay, now this is small enough for me to see and to look upon. So I'm gonna use this. So now I'm gonna be using this sketch to be able to help me finalize this art piece. So let's get this started. So I'm gonna so for the background, I'm gonna be using flat colors for this with some. So I'm gonna be using geometric shapes for the background, and I'm gonna be using some gradients for this to make it a little more vibrant here and there. So for the red panda to be to stand out, I'm gonna make sure everything else will have its own layer, and I'm gonna make sure that the background is very simple. I'm not gonna add too much to it, so I might add a few posters, but that's it. And for the CN flag, I'm just gonna put the top above her head, so that way her head is, so that way the tower isn't in the way of things, and also that way we won't have to, and that way the main purpose of this art print won't be in the way, which is the red panda, which I'm excited to draw about. Alright, I'm gonna make sure I add this in. I'm also gonna put the tower in the front, even though there's not really isn't gonna be that much. In here, I don't know. I think this looks more. I think this. I didn't take a look at any Toronto photo references for this, so I guess I might be wrong with. I guess there might be something wrong with this initial sketch for now, but we'll see. I'm gonna use once I'm done with the sketch, I'm gonna take a look at some photo references to make sure I correct these wrongdoings. So Turning Red is one of my favorite later Pixar movies. I remember it coming out a couple years ago, and I was a little hooked on it. I actually have some merchandise to share with you. I have a night later. I have a cup that I don't really use for now. Like I think I used it once, but outside of that first use of a mug, I mainly used it as a piece, I used it as a decoration to put on my desk whenever I've been working. So whenever I'm working, I'm also staring at mainly as a panda, just so I can brighten up the room. So whenever I'm doing something, I'm also staring at her. And I also have some magnets I haven't used yet. not really good at using magnets. I don't really have a use for it yet, but maybe one day I'll use them. And lastly, I have, as you can see in the back, I have a Mainly plush that keeps me company at night. And I have a lot of things too. I actually want to get a movie themed jacket. I saw it over at Downtown Disney in Anaheim, where Disneyland is, and I had thoughts about buying it, but yeah, we'll just have to wait. Okay, so far we have our background blocked out, but we don't really have our main star here yet. I'm gonna make sure I block this out real quick, just so that way we have everything, have the backdrop laid out for us, so that way our favorite red panda could stand out. Yeah, I think there's something wrong with my pen. I don't know. I'm a little concerned about it. I think I might be. Hopefully, I'm not scratching the screen. I don't think I am, but based off how I'm making sure I'm not damaging the screen, a little concerned for it, but not a big deal. Really making progress with this. I'm very proud. Okay, we got the moon. Okay, now all we need to do is just add the 4 searchlight in the background. I also decided, if you looked at the sketch, I also added Bart and Lisa's a Simpsons reference in the Pixar film. It has a Simpsons Easter egg, which was a very cool thing to see in the movie. A Simpsons reference in the Pixar film that hasn't really been done before. And just to let you guys know, this isn't my first and only sketch before we go into the final outlining. After finding some references on the internet, we're going to be doing our sketch again over the first sketch, so that way we can be able to have a cleaner look at it as well as refine the sketch before we go into the final outlining. We got our outside of the posters being missing, we have our backdrop so far. Add number 4 in here. We're gonna add that in. There'll be a lot of 4-town posters. There are a lot of 4-town references in here, which is good because it's obviously a Turning Red themed art print. Gonna add the actually, let's make this larger. Right. Hey Bart. And hey Lisa. I'm gonna add the paw print here. And I'm gonna add her quote. So there we go. We got our first pass of a backdrop. I'm gonna try my best to make her body fit with this backdrop and make sure it's all lined up very properly. I'm gonna sketch out her body and make sure that her body is lined up properly with the backdrop, so that way it's all formatted well. Okay, we're getting there. Proud of this. I'm gonna fix this up so far. I think I might shrink the body a little, just so that way we can add in enough of her body in so far. Right now, I'm just trying to block out May's main body. I'm gonna go tweak her ears there. I'm gonna make sure it's all blocked out correctly. I think for this art print, her body's gonna be a little smaller for this one, just so that way everything in this backdrop can fit. So, okay, so I'm gonna give her a little kick. I'm gonna tweak it here. I'm gonna fix that a little more, just so that way it looks like an actual kick and not something else. There we go. Something different from a kick. make sure this is correct, and we're getting there, and add some movement. Gonna add her arms. Gonna add the little cute little swirl in there. I'm gonna make this. I think for this one, this is going to look a little simpler than in the original thumbnail sketch here. Or actually, no, this looks okay. Gonna add that little turn here on my leg. Okay, looking good so far. I think I might her body doesn't look correct. Everything besides the head is a little incorrect, so I'm just gonna turn it a little more like this. There we go. It's all. That's better. Now all I need to do is just add her pointing to the sky, walk out her hand and her arm, just so that way it's all correct. I'm gonna add some claws to that. Add some getting somewhere. Actually, never mind. Forget the sharp nails. I don't think they're gonna work for this. So I'm just gonna leave them as is. Maybe for this, I'm gonna add that little sparkle to it. Add that little paw print at the bottom, and gonna color in her details. Alright, now all I need to do is just add her face, which is simple enough because in my style a lot, I have drawn this character many times. I'm gonna, she's looking up, she's looking confident, and I'm gonna add the little cute eye shut right there. Looking good so far, way before the actual final sketch. Here, we're about to lay down very soon. So I'm gonna add her nose, her mouth, add that, add that little, add that second eyebrow. I'm gonna add her mouth. Okay, and now there we have it. We have our first initial look at the Turning Red art print that we first laid out. Okay, so right now we're gonna add some, we're gonna look through some references on the internet just so that way our art print is a little accurate. Since the roof on the temple looks, just so that the rooftop looks accurate on the temple and the skyline, particularly the CN tower, just so that way I'm drawing it correctly and I'm not drawing some random ass tower. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but I know I have this opened up. Okay, so right now I'm gonna go look through some photos from the movie. So I'm gonna look through some photo references here. I'm gonna look through this, also find one for the CN tower, just so that way we can take a look at that too. Look through some beautiful pictures here. So right now I was definitely incorrect and inaccurate with this tower. It's not round at all. I think I had Shanghai in mind, but no, it's a little more cylinder-ish. Is that what you call it? Is that how you say it? So yeah, I'm gonna change this indefinitely. Yeah, so I'm gonna change that definitely. And for here, I think yeah, there is also another inaccuracy. It's a little horizontal. It's not. It's a little more vertical, not horizontal. So I'm gonna change that as well. I'm gonna add these photos into the Photoshop document that we already have. Alright, so right now we have our photo references in, and now we're gonna draw the accurate aspects of the art print now. So I'm gonna put the original first pass sketch on a separate folder, I'm gonna lower the opacity a little more on this, just so that way we could be able to see through just so that way we could be able to trace over the drawing easily. Okay, so now that we got that over with, I'm gonna turn off manually for now and focus on the background, because that's where our flaws are with this art print. I'm gonna bring the photo references down a little more, and I'm gonna take a look at these photos a little more. So as you can see, they're a little downward, almost just like that, and almost like tic-tac-toe crosses. As you can see here, they're a little more they're horizontal. They're not horizontal, they're more vertical. So as you can see, they look more like this. So I'm gonna make sure I do that with the art piece. Okay, so now so the roof looks more accurate so far. I'm roughing it a little more, just like how I did it in the first pass, but we're going to refine it later on in the sketching process. Okay, now I need to do the opposite side, and then we're good to go. I'm very happy with how this is turning out so far. Can't wait to see it in its final form. Okay, so now that we have the roof, we're now gonna do the CN tower now. Can't wait to fix that up, because that is a major issue with this art print. Thinking about it, I think I might just do the outline, the silhouette of the CN tower, since we're not really focusing on details so much with the background. Okay, now I'm just gonna lower it a little so that way we can see more of the antenna. We're just gonna shade this in now, just so that way we have, we don't have to worry about making all the details on the tower. Okay, so now we finally fixed some of the problems of the art print. Now all I have to do left is to make my pencil point small, so that way we could be able to make better details on our art print sketch. Okay, so now that we have our art print sketch first pass, we're going to turn off our photo references, bring back manually into the picture, and focus on the so I'm just gonna clean this up a little more, make these a little more, make these less messy, just so that way it could be a little cleaner. The outline could be a little cleaner. Okay, gonna add the antennas again. Gonna make this simple. So the reason why I'm adding more sketch traces over the original rough pass sketch is because in the professional animation industry, many illustrators would tighten down character designs as much as possible until that design is refined and clean, because it's easier to ink a finalized sketch than a simple out of the blue loose messy one. Because this is some advice from professional illustrators in the industry. I recommend watching BaMAnimation's YouTube channel. Their YouTube channel has a lot of animation industry advice, because a lot of the things that I'm trying to do myself is based off the advice that they've given from the animation industry, based off working in the animation industry. So that's some advice that I would recommend. You should check out their YouTube channel. They're amazing. So right now I'm just finalizing the background so that way it looks clean. We're not gonna do it too much. You don't want to do it so much that it doesn't get done. So I'm gonna do this one more time, and then we're gonna start inking it. But first we have to finalize May herself. She still looks a little rough, so right now I'm gonna turn off that first pass background layer. I'm going to lower the opacity on this one, just so that way we're actually put this all on a second pass folder. Well, we don't have to add in folder, but what the heck. And lower the opacity again and turn it off, just so that way we can be able to see May a little more. And yeah, let's clean her up. Okay, so as you can see, I'm trying to reposition some pieces of her body just so that way they work well and that they're aligned correctly, so that way it doesn't look super weird. make sure that I have cleaned up is her head, because to me her head is one of the hardest things to draw when sketching her out, because it's a very unique oval shape, and I want to see, and I want to make sure this looks well in the final art piece when outlining it, and as well as before that, sketching it out for the last time. Okay, I got this down. I'm gonna also add her swirl on this angle, on this side, just so that way it's on the right side, just so that way it doesn't look weird. Outside of finalizing her face, making sure the face is still cute. I'm also gonna add some whiskers here on the right, as well as a few on the left. Okay, now I'm gonna fix her eye a little. Might adjust it. I guess I couldn't make it smaller because I wanted it to look big to fit my usual art style for those who know me. But I guess I might shrink it a little just so that way it roughly matches the size of her right eye, which is shut. Okay, so now May is almost done. Not done yet with the sketching, but we're almost halfway there. Okay, so now I'm just gonna drag her in. Might even add a white fill on her body, just so that way. Okay, that's much better. Alright, now I'm gonna add that. Put that together in a folder and sketch out the rest. Now I'm gonna add a third pass folder, just so that way we can be able to put this all in one piece. Now last time we're gonna turn off some layers from the previous folder, just so that way we could see one part of the art print easier. I'm gonna turn off May, just so that way we could be able to see the background easier. So we're gonna put this all together. I'm gonna use the pen tool while sketching now, just so that way there is one clean line in this final sketch. Now for this video, I'm just gonna ask a question evolving around Pixar short films. So I know that for Onward, it was in theaters, but I think a lot of people, but it was also on Disney Plus since it came out during the pandemic. And the short film that served as the short before the Pixar film was a Simpsons short, which was something that was very cool to me. This is the first time Disney has ever done something like this. As a person who likes The Simpsons, I was very happy to see this happen. It also this also shows that Disney is giving other portions of the corporation a chance to serve for other parts of the company too. And so far, Disney has been very outgoing with this new Fox purchase. Because so far we have a Simpsons movie, and what I'm trying to get to at is so far we have a Simpsons movie, we just got a Bob's Burgers movie, and now I think, in my opinion, we should have a Family Guy movie next. What do you think? Should Family Guy be next, or should there be a Family Guy short film first, because I would love to see that before a Pixar movie. Obviously family friendly, but do you think a Family Guy short would be great to serve as a short film before a Pixar film? Let me know in the comments below. So anyways, we got our final sketch laid out very well, looking good, very happy with this, and so far we're almost done with this. Trying to I'm lightly sketching this, trying to make sure my final sketch is just right. Okay. Alright, it's okay. Now the CN tower looks a little rough, but right now it's looking more cleaner. Hey, we're almost done. We're getting there. Once we're done finalizing, tying down this piece, we're gonna add layering, and we're going to add May in, and then we're gonna be good to go with outlining. Okay, so now that we have our background finalized sketch, we're going to add Maylin Lee herself for the last time for sketching. Okay, so now I'm just going to lower the opacity for this, just so that way we have something to work out from. Just trying to see if this is actually working. But this is good enough. Right now we're going to add May in right here. If possible, I could just turn on all the layers, just so that way I can be able to see how far we've come with this. So I'm noticing now that while drawing this, I realized I just missed the moon and the searchlight. But not to worry, as I could be able to roughly put this in as best as I can once I'm done with May. But as you can see, we can show how far we've come from the original sketch. Over here, we've finalized it a little more. We've made it cleaner a little in sketch form, and yeah, it's looking good. All we need to do is just make sure we finalize this. So here we go. Clean out these lines and straighten them out, and make sure they're cleaner. Clean them up as best as I can for the outline. I don't know, there's just something wrong with the mouth. I just want to see if I can make it better. Let me darken this in just so that way I know, so that way I can see my sketch better. Alright, so far it looks so good. I'm very happy with how the final sketch turned out. This looks beautiful. Right now, as of this filming, it's going to be 10:55, which means it's very late right now. So I think I'm gonna start inking by tomorrow afternoon, either morning or afternoon. Hey guys, sorry for the headphones. About to listen to music right now while I talk. But right now it is currently 8:12. So far, I got to the final sketching process, and even though I promised to be doing this in the afternoon, time-wise, I'm actually doing this late at night. My apologies. But during that time, I was able to refine my sketch, and as well as test out some certain things with the sketch to make it a little better. And so far, I've got some brushes to choose from. I haven't chose colors yet, but right now I am about to finally ink this art print and put this all together in one piece. Okay, so far I got the final sketch together. I was able to finally add the searchlight and the moon, as well as add some sparkles and stars in the background, which will be a little rough and a little faded, but that's okay, because that's what we're going for anyway. But right now, I got everything put together. I'm ready to finally ink this, and another twist in this process, I'm going to add some color to the sketch, so that way, oh, that's a little too much. Maybe not do it to everything, but keep this. I'm gonna make this a little colorful. I'm gonna add some color overlays to the sketches, so that way we can be able to make this a little lighter, so that way we can see through our sketch a little easy here. So I'm gonna add these color overlays real quick, so that way we can be able to see the final black and colorish outlines over the blue sketch. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, so this is a little this is too light, so I'm just gonna lighten it up a little. Actually, not light it up at all. I think we could be able to. This is enough. So right now I'm gonna start inking this. So for May's outline, I'm gonna use the rough brushes that I chose for this. I'm going to use this is called the Pastel brush, one of the rougher ink brushes. So here it is, rough inker. I'm gonna shrink it to the size that I want it. 22 is okay, since this is small enough. And I'm just gonna start outlining certain parts of her body. I'm gonna first I'm gonna ink this in black, and then I'm gonna add the color overlay, just so that way it's easier to color in at the end, just in case if we want the outline to be a certain color. So I'm gonna do the borders first, and then I'm gonna do the insides of her body next. This is the first time I'm actually using these brushes in a cleanup process. I know I've used these for other art projects, mostly for I actually did use this brush once, but it was for a art assignment, and I used it in a rougher way. But this time I'm going to use this to clean up my sketch, because I want this art print to have a very comic strip, very semi rough look to it. So I'm gonna do that here. And again, if I make any mistakes, there's no need to worry. I can always fix it at the end. And I'm just gonna focus on the borders first. There are also some certain parts of the body where I find it difficult to ink right now. Oh, this is a little too much. So I'm just gonna use the pen tool sometimes, but not all the time, since as you can see, it's sometimes a little thick. It's too thick to use. So I'm gonna use it at a smaller rate, but I'm still gonna try to use the brush tool. It's looking good so far. Once I'm done with exterior outlines, I'm gonna start inking in the interior too, because there's one goal with this outlining process on me. The exterior outlines are thick, the interior lines are thin, just so that way there's a balance. This is a common thing in animation where character designs will be drawn this way. The exterior lines are very bold, but the interior lines are not too thin, but they're thin. And I'm also going to be planning myself ahead of time. So for certain parts of her body, like May's ears, I'm gonna ink this on a separate layer, just so that way, because I'm planning to have this outline color to be a little lighter, unlike the rest of her body, which is going to be darker. So I'm gonna ink the ears separately, like this. Okay, so now that we have our exterior outlines, we're going to now ink in the insides of her body. I'm gonna cut the thickness in half for the ink brush that we're already using, and I'm gonna add in an interior layer within the exterior, so that way it's all inside. I'm not really sure if this is having a huge impact so far. They all seem to have the same line thickness because of how light my pen is. There are also certain mistakes, like I said, that I don't want to make, so I'm gonna erase those at the end. Like certain lines going over, especially with the exterior outlines going over the interior, which I'll fix later on. And even though there are some exterior lines that are going over the interior, there are some that I like, such as this one, so I'm going to keep that. Now I can finally be able to ink her eyebrows and the rest of the outlines of her head. So for the swirls, I'm going to put them on a separate layer too, just so that way, because the outlines for these are going to be a little darker are going to be a little lighter here. So just in case, I'm going to add an outline for her for the rest of her darker fur. Maybe it's because of how I drew my propaganda poster, which is the school assignment that I mentioned to you guys earlier. I was a little rough drawing it on the tablet, so I think that might be the reason for it. But it shouldn't be like that forever. Okay, so right now we finally have May fully inked in, well, at least the outlines. So the reason why I have inked separate parts of her body separately is because I'm going to have each outline is going to have their own color. So I'm going to do that right now. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to group all these original layers, and I'm going to, on a duplicate, I'm going to merge all those layers together so that way we can get started on coloring. So I'm just going to experiment with certain color overlays. So for example, for the tongue, as you can see here in the preview section, I have it on red. So I'm going to lighten up this color, and I'm going to bring it up a little. So, as you can see, it was originally black, but now it's red. So I'm gonna do the same for the rest of the colors. I'm gonna keep this one, I'm gonna keep the eyes, nose, and mouth black, since that's basically, so I'm not gonna add any specific colors to those. So for the rest of them, I'm gonna have a darkish brown, a white, a gray, and a light brownish red. Okay, so as you can see, we finally have all of the colors inked and with their colors that I've chosen. So right now I'm gonna duplicate this folder as I'm going to merge all of these layers all onto one flat one. And it's going to go like this. So now I have it all on one color. So I can easily turn this off, turn off the background, just so that we can see what we have here. So it's all in one flat color, all on one flat layer, and now I'm just going to fill in her body with color. So I'm gonna go with a orange red color for her, for most of her fur. So I can hear like in her stomach, her head, parts of her arm, her legs, portions of her tail. It's just about most of it. So I'm gonna fill this up easily. This is going to be one of the easiest pieces to do. One of the easiest parts to do. Sorry. And I'm gonna fill in the blanks just like this. So we're making progress now, ladies and gentlemen. So now I'm just gonna fill in more of her body in like this. I'm gonna fill in the sides of her head with white. Same for her ears and eyebrows. I might add some gradients over some of the spots, but I'm just gonna flat color this for now. Gonna darken this a little. Actually, just made some mistakes here, so I'm just gonna fill in those halo gaps simply with the brush. It should take a few seconds. Alright, so now I got most of her body inked. Oh, actually I missed a spot. Yeah, made a mistake, sorry. So expand, just so that it's in the way. That's what I forgot to do. Looks good. And now all I need to do is just add in her tail. I actually want to see if this works. Oh. Yeah, it sort of works. Add in her nose right here. This. Now all I need to do is just add in her teeth, her tongue, and with everything else, it's all looking good. Alright, so now we got her fully inked. I'm gonna add some gradients later, but for now I'm just gonna keep this as is, as we're gonna focus on the background now. Okay, so I didn't really do tests on the background yet, but I have a rough idea. Actually, I do have some rough brushes that could work with the stars. I could use this little dusty rough brush for the stars in the background, these little tiny ones, and I could use this thick brush for the twinkles here, just like this. almost like this. The diamonds, I'll figure out later, but this is basically the basic idea of what I want to go for. We're gonna deal with that later. Right now, we're just gonna fill in a rough manner the skyline. Ignoring the billboards, we're gonna start off with the basic skyline shape, and we're gonna do a color overlay like we did earlier. We'll focus on the billboards later. So I'm just gonna manually paint this in, so that way we can be able to have that rough look. I'm just almost done with this. Hopefully the color overlay doesn't pixelate the brush look, the brush texture to it, because I want to keep that in the final look of the background, because that would be upsetting if the color overlay did pixelate it. Gonna make some minor adjustments to this silhouette. Alright, so now that we have our full skyline, I'm gonna start the color overlay process right now. I'm gonna go for a blue purplish look to it, so I'm just gonna go into the middle, right about here. I might actually have the skyline just be blue. So far we finally got it. And what do you know? Doesn't look pixelated at all. Very proud of that. I actually didn't expect it to pixelated. I was just saying that just to have some time. Yeah, it's just me. But so far we got what we wanted. Might actually fill in here. So add that underneath. So I'm just gonna do something like this, I think. I think I might do something like this. Yeah, I might do something like this here. Add some texture to the interior of the skyline. Actually, I'm not going to do too much. I'm just going to fill in the space here, just like that. Make this look rough, still, just like my previous work. Alright, so far it's looking very well. Very happy with it. But right now we're gonna lower the opacity first before we move on to anything else. Going to add some more to this outline, more to this background. So I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna use it to make these billboards. We're getting closer to our final product, so I'm gonna make the inside of this billboard a yellowish color, but add a texture to these, and I'm gonna add in the content of the billboards in here. Alright, so now we got everything in so far. So I'm gonna lower the opacity for these. I'm gonna add the text in. And alright, we finally have our beautiful billboards. Actually, I'm gonna like the last one, I'm gonna add a rough texture to it. Here we got a little lighter, but besides that, yeah, a little lighter texture to it, and then we'll be good to go. Now with the skyline being mostly done, I'm gonna turn my attention to the sky, which is gonna look somewhat like this. It's gonna be I'm gonna make this actually a little darker. No, yeah, just like that. And I'm actually gonna add a gradient to this, just so that way there could be actually add an inner glow to this. Actually, that doesn't look good. I'll take care of this issue later. Actually, if possible, I'd like to get started now. No, never mind. Forget about the gradient stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna turn my attention to the sky right now, which is gonna look flat. But at the same time, I'm also gonna still focus on the added stuff here, the stuff that I want to add here. So I'm gonna do some things like the searchlights, which is basically gonna be the lighter colors, the lighter version of the sky, color of the searchlight. So I'm gonna do that here, and then I'm gonna make the moon color the color for the billboard. And I think I might make the top of the searchlight a little yellow, a little bright and heavier. I'm also gonna lastly, I'm gonna make the forearm orange. That's how the searchlight. Okay, so now that we have the searchlight stuff done, I'm gonna focus on the stars and twinkles in the sky, just so that way we can be able to bring the basics on. I'm gonna add the roof texture to this. Actually, I'm gonna make this a little lighter, make the small ones look lighter. Tie this down, put this all together, put this all in one layer. It will be good to go. Add some roughness in here, and maybe add some glowing there. Now I'm gonna put this all together and name this one Star. Star. Because that will be weird. I'm gonna add the moon. Once I'm done roughing all of this in, or painting all of this in, let's see if there are any changes that need to be made. And after I'm done with those changes, I'm gonna save this and export it as a PDF so that we can be able to put this on merchandising. I'm actually gonna brighten up the moon a little, just so that way it has a inner glow. focus my attention on the temple, which we're finally gonna put together. Looking at it so far, it looks okay. I like it. But I think I might need to add some extra lighting to it since it looks a little flat, like I said. Which brings me back to what I'm going to do at the end, which is do some highlighting. But first, before that, we're going to add the template. We're going to ink the template and we're going to lighten it up a little during this process. Bring back our pastel brush to add the rough texture to the temple outline. Everything else will be painted. Alright, so now that we have our outline done, I'm gonna brighten up the temple roof a little, and I'm gonna paint it.
Hey guys, it's Future Me. At this point, I stopped talking, focusing on the art print, but at that point, I was already done. Mostly. The image size wasn't correct, so I fixed that, as well as making sure that there were some changes that needed to be made. And there were, but by then, I was done. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, please be sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to be the first person to ever see my videos. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.